The reason I picked Frost is because Arcane into melee is very good. However, I think into Demon Hunter in particular, they're pretty unkiteable even as an Arcane mage because they have, something like Glimpse, Demon procs, and they're just doing a bunch of damage from range anyways with glaives and maybe purging. With Frost, you actually need to land setups. And a Demon Hunter is pretty good at avoiding setups. If they get those random demon procs on your sheep or if they glimpse your DB or something. What I really wanted to do was I know how hard Novas screw over DH. And I was like, well, Frost has a lot of Frostbite proc, it has Pet Nova, and I really thought that those Novas alone would win me the game. And it's a pretty safe pick considering I have 2 ice blocks. So I went with Frost into this tool. It turned out to be the right play because the Pet Novas, you'll see the Pet Novas are actually very key in this matchup. Basically, the way this game started was he would walk in here and I'm like over here or something, and he would, try to get to the pillar and try to close this distance on me. And as soon as he would get to me, I would be running away from him and spamming slows on him. And then I would just cast ice flows into sheep. And what that would do is that would make it very hard for him to get the opening play unless he committed some sort of mobility immunity like Glimpse. And if that's the case, then I can DB pretty freely. So he didn't really want to do that. Eventually, I was able to just ice flow sheep him, but he actually just melded to avoid one of them. And then while he was in the meld, I just Pet Nova into ring because there's not really anything they can do when they're in Nova. Novas are really strong into DH. So yeah, I get the ring, I pop my Snowdrift, I rebarrier real quick, then I go ahead and I Snowdrift, Veins into Ray of Frost, and he Trinket Blurs immediately into big meta. This is going to be a very, very good trade for me to get out of the way. Now what I need to do is I need to live. So I pop Alter Time. He doesn't have Purge for 7 seconds, so I know I'm a little safe. Honestly, I could have even just greeted a little bit more damage and a little bit more time on my DRs. But instead, I just DB Sheep him here. I actually don't see this quarter DR Nova. I go for another Nova, but it was actually a misplay because obviously he's on DR. Essence Break, I blink away from it because if you guys didn't know, when the Demon Hunter uses Essence Break, it basically empowers their next Blade Dance. So if this Blade Dance would have hit me, it would have one-shot me. So I blinked out of it. He gets onto me here, and I planned on just displacing whenever he got to me. I actually ended up displacing like out of line of the hunt cast, and now it's in my head that I know he wants to hunt me. So I'm ready to wall it or meld it if I need. So once he gets back in line, what I do is I preemptively wall because my barrier is broken and now any damage done to me will be permanent. So I just go ahead and wall high. He has a bunch of damage anyways. He's in big meta. So I just wall high to kind of bridge this gap of time that I don't really have a way to get away from him. So I wall high, I pop my orb, and now I'm just trying to get some counter pressure rolling out as a way of defense. So I Pet Nova him, he fears me. So again, this comes back to like the rogue duel with the blind. You can just trinket this pretty freely because you have blink stun anyways. The in cap and the fear are really the only CCs that you can't get out of. So it's just good value to trinket them. So I trinket this one, try to cast a glacial here, but he LOSs it. And now that he's kind of far from me, what I opt to do is I opt to just meld eat. And I'm just spamming my food. And it's just ticking. I get a little bit of HP back. I'm back to counter pressuring him. What I want to do here is I see that he's trying to make his way out to me. So I'm shifting and I'm trying to get my altar and my barriers back. I also do have my DB Sheep. So I can get another Snowdrift setup on him. Something to keep in mind, I don't really have any Cryopathy stacks, so I won't be able to do my big Ray of Frost either way. So I'm looking to bandage here. So this is how I get my setup here is I Ice Nova him. So keep in mind, I said roots are really powerful to Demon Hunter. So I root him into a root, and this ensures that he can't Glimpse. If you guys didn't know, Glimpse, which is basically Vengeful Retreat, it's their backflip ability, makes them immune to all crowd control. He would have definitely backflipped this if he wasn't at Novas, but Novas control DH is so well. This is why I picked Frost. So then I DB him into Sheep. Now I can get my setup here. So what I do, oh my god, this is so unlucky. I'll explain what happens here. See how I have 5 icicles? This means I have Glacial Spike. So you see here, I get my ring. The reason why we do Sheep into half ring, by the way, sorry, I haven't really said this till now, but Snowdrift does a little bit of damage. So when I activate it here and it's ticking down, it does a small amount of damage. So if you were to do that into a Sheep, it would break the Sheep and he would get out early, and then he could just get out of it. He has counterplay. But the ring has a little bit of a damage threshold that it doesn't break. You need to do it into a full ring or a half ring so that there's enough time for it to trigger. And now what I try to do here is I try to load up a Frost Bomb into a Glacial, and you'll see when I press Glacial, watch this number here. One of my icicles actually falls as I press the freaking global. I'm even like, there's just no way that happened right now in a duel tournament. So I try to adapt on the fly. You can see my global here. I'm spamming glacial. And then I realize I'm like, oh fuck, it's not working because my icicle fell. At this point, I'm trying to just get as much damage in there as possible. Throw a lance, and then I just pop my little shitty ray with the frost bomb. He gets out, he blurs, Vengeful's. He's at like 50% HP. It wasn't really a successful go. Really bad RNG, honestly, from there. So I displace back for a little bit of a heal. Trying to sheep him now. He stuns me. I have no way out. I have no trinket. So I'm forced to just block here. I didn't have a blink either. I'm forced to block here. One thing I should have done, maybe, is when I got stunned here, maybe I shouldn't have insta-blocked. Maybe I should have let him commit the hunt. So like right here, get stunned. Looked like he wanted to hunt there, so maybe I should have just let the hunt go off and then blocked it while it was midair. So small misplay on my end. At this point, I'm kind of stressing out because I'm like, damn, I might have just lost the duel to bad RNG. But I know I have another block, so I'm not completely stressing. One thing I need to do here is I need to rebuff, but I don't notice it mid-game because my add-on is actually broken. Didn't tell me. He actually gets a really lucky purge on my altar there, so I popped, well, it wasn't really lucky because I forgot to rebuff, but so I slow him, cast sheep on him. Luckily I get it here, but you can see I don't have a ring and snowdrift. So what I do here is I just opt to do like a little mini go. So frost bomb, comet storm, flurry, orb, blizzard, just kind of create some mess in between me and him, so he has to go through a large area of just slows to get to me. Then I stretching back my veins here, and I just start going ham on him. So this Ice Nova is actually on purpose. And you'll see why I do it here. So he wants to LOS from me. He wants to, now that he's seen veins has been popped, what he's trying to do is he's trying to dip. What I do is I actually Ice Nova him in my line, and I actually get him on his Fell Rush global. If you didn't know, Fell Rush, you can root it kind of like mid-air. So that actually really screws him over because he gets Nova'd there, and he doesn't. So now he has to use his second one, but he's kind of panicking a little bit. So he uses it kind of in like a weird direction because the Ice Nova Nova'd him like right here. So if he were to do it left, it's not exactly around the corner yet. So you had to do it in this weird direction. And that kind of wins me the game because now now he's out in the open. So he has to kind of go for like an all-in play here with the hunt. But I still have my second block, obviously. I can just blink out of that stun. I re-barrier. And now he melds, and I actually pet Nova him into ring. Now, in my mind here, I was thinking that I could go for a Snowdrift combo on my ring, but he just has Trinket, and I have so much damage. I have Glacial, Ray, I got a Lust proc here, Veins. So I'm like, you know what? I can just kill him right here. You can see me walking forward, and then I notice, I'm like, okay, he has Trinket. So I'll just go for the Glacial Ray, and that's enough to kill him. So, yeah, you can see I'm saying right here, I was getting a little nervous right there. So that's that. And that's how we won 1.2 million gold in Palamor's dueling tournaments. If you guys didn't know, he actually hosts these. I think it's like every Friday or something. He's been hosting them a lot. You know, want to go check out his stream or check out my POV. I'll be competing in them every single week as long as he's hosting them. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.